Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. So this is a clip from a previously recorded video. This is a much shorter clip of it. But as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm invested in closing companies. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And let's get into the clip. So let's take a look at the fees that we do have right now. And the fees went pretty parabolic here in the last 2 days. So right now, today, well, not today, this is data from yesterday. So the fees for yesterday, the 7th, were at $11.68 million, which is way above our average here, which is about 600,000 or something like that. So 11.68 million for yesterday. The day before was only 5.31 million. So that is a 100% increase in fees just in a day. How long will this continue to go on? It just all depends on how much interest there is in these ordinals that are being placed on the Bitcoin network as well. How many are getting put in there? How many people are trying to transact on Bitcoin network? All of this stuff is having an impact, obviously, on the fees right now. Will it be just a spike that we're having right now for a couple of days, maybe a week or so, and then it comes back down to average? Time will only tell. Unfortunately, we really don't have a lot of data based on this. We only have a couple, well, I mean, we got data going back, but this is definitely unusual events here that we're seeing. So we'll see how this is going to play out, but I did run some data on this as far as what like Marathon's mining, possibly also what CleanSpark is. I believe this is Marathon's chart here. Is this Marathon? Let's see here. Let me reload this one. This might be actually, no, this is, let's see here. Oh, I'm getting mixed up here a little bit here. 10.8. No, this is actually Marathon's numbers here. Yep, this is Marathon's wallet address, I believe. And you can look it up here. I believe this is Marathon's wallet address for what they're actually mining. So you can see here that prior to all of this excitement and fees going up, they were generating per block about, well, 6.47, 6.5, so a little bit over the 6.25 normally you get, plus includes the network fees in there as well. But as of this weekend, we started getting into 7 territory, 8, 10, 11, we had 11.28, which was the highest that they mined here, 10.25, 11.16, 10.08. And this is for Marathon. Then if we look at also CleanSpark here, and I believe this is CleanSpark as well. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe this is theirs. We can see here that prior to this, they were averaging about 17 something Bitcoin per, looks like, when were they getting this? Looks like per day. Yeah, we got one every day here. So they're on a pool. That pool pays out daily. They were averaging about 17 point something. And then as we got closer, obviously into this weekend here, they started going up to 18, 19, 19.42, 19.4, 20.66, 20.86, 25.17 here just recently. So you can see how that's having a huge impact, obviously, on the revenue that the miners are generating as it is right now. Okay, so I did some numbers on this just to see over the last 8 days how that has affected it. And when we look at it here, you guys can see that I added the latest numbers that we do have for Marathon that came in overnight and into today. So we ended up yesterday with 10.14, and then today, well, within, when I recorded the video yesterday to today, we got another 11.28, 10.25, 11.16, and then 10.06 as well. So now we're looking at 8 days worth of data. And yesterday we had an increase of basically 15.72%. Today, based on this continuation of it, we're seeing it that's adding 21.88% to their revenue, you could say, based on the additional network fees that are being applied to the block rewards and everything else. Okay, so currently it looks like they mined about 335 Bitcoins in the last 8 days. That averages out to be about 41.9 per day. On average, they would have only gotten 34.38, a little bit more than that. I'm using the 6.25 here. That's kind of where they would have come in. But you can see that the additional network fees has given them an additional 60.17 in Bitcoins. That's an average of 7.52 more per day currently. Now, if this continues going forward, this percentage actually increase could go up even higher. Based on that, we're using, we do have quite a bit of data that is, below the new highs here. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye on this probably daily, see how this is going to affect the miners going forward. But running the numbers here, we can see here that, let me see here, make sure I'm doing this right. And actually, I wanted to use this number here. So I just realized that. So I took the numbers for Marathon, Riot, CleanSpark, TeraWolf, Bitfarms, Cypher, Iris, and Core from April, what they actually generated in revenue for Bitcoin mining at that time. So if they were just to stay where they were with production, the numbers would have stayed the same as far as their hash rate, Bitcoin price, things like that. Bitcoin at 28,780 on the average right now. It's down a little bit below that, but I'm using the average price. They would have increased their revenue by about 21.88% currently if this stays the same. Now, if, like I said, if the network fees continue to go longer, an extended period of time where they are, generating $10, $11 million a day extra on top of everything else, that is definitely going to have a huge impact on the miners going forward. So just based on things right now, we're looking at Marathon would be at about 24.6 million. That's about 4.4 million extra for them. Riot would get a gain of about 4 million. CleanSpark about 3.3 million. TeraWolf 1.5. Bitfarms 2.4 roughly. Cypher about 2.5. Iris at 2. Core is going to be about 7 million extra for them. So they're obviously the ones that are benefiting the most from this. And we've seen them actually report today, I believe, that they mined 51 or 52 Bitcoins. So that is having a huge impact for them as well. And that's going to be helping them a little bit with their bankruptcy as well to pay off some of the debt that they do have. Okay, now if Marathon continues on going with the path that they are currently going at with about 41.9 Bitcoins per day on average, they're looking to be about 37.3 million in revenue for the month of May, right? But that's if things stay the same, nothing else changes. We know that Marathon obviously has curtailment and other things, but I think right now with the way the fees are working, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to keep the miners plugged in as long as they can without doing any curtailing if they can get away with it. So that's definitely going to be a huge increase for them from 20 million in April to 37 potentially in May now. Excuse me. But not only for them, but it's also going to be for the other miners as well. It's going to be a huge improvement in their revenues for this month of May. Like I said, we'll just have to see how long this continues going forward with the network fees being up so high. They could go up even higher. Who knows? We know we have a pretty big backlog when it comes to the network mempool, I believe right now. It's, 400,000 transactions that are kind of waiting to get processed as it is. So it's going to take some time for that to work its way through. And when it does, that's when I think prices will start to come down on the fees a little bit. Okay, so just wanted to point that out to you guys. So that's it for that one.